debate. I recognize the member for Ottawa Centre.
Thank you, Speaker. This government is once again waging a coordinated attack on the people who actually make Ontario work. And they're doing it in the shadows, ramming through legislation without consultation, without debate, without giving Ontarians a voice. And let me be clear about what we're witnessing here. The Premier is simultaneously attacking renters, pedestrians, cyclists, and transit riders. 4 groups, one common thread. These are the people this Premier and this government has decided just don't matter. On housing, Bill 60 guts tenant protections that have existed for over 50 years. The Premier wants to eliminate month-to-month leases, cut notice periods in half at the LTB, and make it easier than ever to evict individuals and families into homelessness. And he's doing this while over 80,000 Ontarians are already without housing, while no minimum wage earner in this province can afford a one-bedroom apartment in any city, while young people are giving up hope of ever having a stable place to call home. On our streets, this government is eliminating bike lanes that actually save lives, lanes that reduce congestion, lanes that give people affordable transportation options. The Premier claims this is about gridlock, but the data says otherwise. Bike lanes move more people in less space. They make our cities more livable. They give families and people real choices. And on transit, we see a government here who would rather build fantasy tunnels than invest in and encourage rapid transit that cities desperately need. Transit riders who are workers, students, seniors are being abandoned again by this government. And for pedestrians, Vision Zero sadly has become a cruel joke as pedestrian deaths climb year after year. And while this government talks about cutting red tape, they continue to rip out the basic infrastructure that keeps people safe when they walk to school, when they walk to work, when they walk to their local grocery store. Speaker, here's what ties all of this together. This Premier is attacking anyone who doesn't fit his vision of Ontario. His Ontario is one where you must be a wealthy friend to participate in society, where you must be a rich corporate friend to feel secure, where if you can't afford to purchase favours, you simply don't count. But that's not the Ontario we want to live in. Over a third of Ontarians are renters. Millions rely on transit every single day. Many choose to cycle to work, school, their grocery store. These aren't marginal groups. These are our neighbours. They are our family members, our friends. These are nurses. These are teachers, restaurant workers, and students. These are the people that make our communities function. And this government won't even consult them. No committee hearings, no listening to municipalities who will bear the cost of these decisions, no hearing from tenants who will lose their homes, no input from cyclists who will lose safe routes, no consultation with transit agencies struggling to meet demand. Just ram it through. Pass it fast before people realize what is happening, before communities can organize, and before the facts can get in the way. This is not how democracy works. This is not how good policy gets made. This is arrogance. This is ideology over evidence. This is a government that has stopped listening because it never really cared about what people had to say in the first place. The Landlord and Tenant Board is broken. This government broke it. Their solution? Punish tenants. Traffic is bad. Keeping pedestrians and cyclists safe with better infrastructure would help, and making transit move faster would help. Their solution? Rip out bike lanes, remove speed cameras, and strangle transit. Do you see the pattern, Speaker? Every problem that this government has created, they solve by punishing the people who are already struggling. We know what Ontario needs. We need 300,000 units of deeply affordable housing. We need rent control that actually controls rents. We need protected bike lanes to keep people moving. We need frequent, reliable, affordable public transit. We need Vision Zero infrastructure that actually prevents deaths. We need a government that listens before it legislates. But instead, we get Bill 60 and its companion attacks on sustainable transportation. Legislation written in back rooms, passed without debate, imposed without consultation, all to serve an agenda that makes life harder for millions of Ontarians. Premier Ford promised in 2018 that he wouldn't take away rent control. Period, he said. But that wasn't the case. He promised to listen to people. That wasn't the case. He promised to make life more affordable. Instead, he's making it impossible for millions of Ontarians. So here's my message to the government. Stop, listen, consult. Give Ontarians a voice before you take away their rights. I urge this government to withdraw this motion, to hold real consultations, to listen to the people who will be affected, to build an Ontario that works for everyone, not just those at the top. Thank you.